Hello.
Hello.
So everyone that's using the link right now will be just a viewer. I don't know how you want to handle this. Should everyone be a participant? Should we shift everyone, or should we try out all the features that a webinar has and they can raise their hand or something like that?
Well, now they hear us or not?
Yes, they should
Yes,
hear
okay.
us.
So I think we make them all chairs, so panelists, and then we can play with it.
Okay.
This way we can welcome everyone quite.
Okay, I will do that. And as you might have seen in the beginning, I changed the settings. So when I turn off my camera, you should see a picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's perfect. So hello, everyone. We thank you for joining. We'll wait a few minutes to see if there's other people. I think total we can be up to 12 people, something like that. So we have 5 people, so we'll wait a little bit. Basically, when you first joined this session, this is what the delegate will see. They will see the chairs that are attending the session. So it will be the two of you as chairs. This is the view they will have. So you can have the discussion, you can introduce the sessions, and the delegate will see only the two of you in the discussion. Once you start doing the discussion, maybe what we can do, we will, I use Rocio, who's working with me, and we can maybe put her back to be a delegate. So I'll change her role. I will share my, can I share the screen from?
Yes.
To see, so basically it changes the view, which is a bit annoying. I wanted to share, sorry about that. I wanted to share my screen, but normally you cannot see Zoom, right? On what you see? Do you see anything on Zoom or not? No. Okay, let's forget it.
We saw your browser. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So basically, if you have the Zoom window right now, you have it in full screen, you see all of us. And if you go to the bottom, you have a button that says participant.
Yeah.
What we suggest is that you have this always active. So now you have it on the right-hand side, and you'll see there's 7 panelists.
Yeah.
Typically, during the session, there will be, so the 2 chairs, the 2 of you, and then there would be a host, which currently is Karina. And actually, if you could hide your video, Karina, for a second. No, actually, it's okay. That we don't need. That's fine. And so you'll have the host as well that will be there in case you need anything. It will be in the session. So they will be managing the technical part of it. If you click on the attendees, this will be all the people that are actually the delegates who are attending the session. Currently, you have Rocio, who's the only delegate attending this session, but hopefully you'll have many more. And so what Rocio can do, if she wants, so there's two solutions. If she wants to interact as a delegate, either she use the chat. So at the bottom of her screen, she has the same button you have that says chat, and she can type in a message. If she wants to actually talk and we see her face, what we will ask you is basically to tell people if they want to intervene in the session is to raise the hand. And if they click on the participant side, the button, the same one you have, you'll see now there's a little hand next to her that says raise hand. So you see Rocio's raising the hand. And if you hover now with your mouse on top of her hand, you see allow talk. And if you click on here, you don't see it?
No.
Oh.
Has chat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They need to be co-host. Karina,
My option is
you need to put them
allow
as co-hosts. Yeah. You need, since we came first as participant, so Karina will add you all as co-host.
Participant A is now, it has got that option on it. Yeah. Whoever that is, who's got allowed to talk. And Rocio as well now, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
one after the other, you will be allowed, and you have the allow talk.
Yeah.
So if I allow her to talk, now Rocio is coming here.
Hello.
And so she can ask her questions. There's no, she cannot, if you choose this way, and it will be up to you to decide what you prefer. Either Rocio can just she won't be able to show her video, but she can ask the question. The other option is if you want to use the face of the people and they use the video, you can select promote to panelist. And in this way, Rocio will come and we will be able to see her the same way you see everyone else. So if you want to have 4 or 5 or more people, you have several people raising hands, you can include as many people as you want in the discussion. And if now Rocio is asking her questions, we discuss it, and then she said, okay, thanks, I'm very happy with that. What you can do is click back on her name and on the more, and you can put change role to attendee. And now she is back in the viewing room. This way, we can only have on the screen people who are really actively participating in the discussion, but we don't really limit the number of people who can actually view the session. If you want one after the other, you can have a try. I see there's someone here that will put as a panelist. I'm not sure.
Sure. Do you have numbers of people that have registered for these sessions? To be honest, it might sound rather provocative. How many people are registered for the whole ILC?
So for the whole ILC, counting everyone, faculty, YAs, and everything, we are close to over 7,000 people.
Okay.
So it's quite good. We hope to have more on the last minute because the early fees have passed a few weeks ago. And so what we think is that people are not registering now because they wait until the last minute to see if they can really join or not. Sure. We do not have, however, registration for the media expert. The reason is we used to do it on site for the live event, and we had usually about 80% of the people who were no-shows. And since people who are at the venue, they're coming and they pay and they're registered and they're supposed to be in London or wherever, and we already have 90% that don't show up, I think online we'll have even more. So basically it will be on a first come, first serve, basis, so people can just walk in. We will have, and there I can show you a sneak preview of the platform. So basically what we will have is, this is the lobby, you'll enter to the ILC. You can go to the live sessions, and when a Meet the Expert will be taking place, basically you'll have a big button, join the Meet the Expert. If there's one, we'll have one button. Sometimes there's 2 in parallel, so we'll have the 2 buttons, and then people will click and they can view the Meet the Expert. We also have a specific Meet the Expert room where we'll have it's still in progress, but we'll finalize it very soon. On this screen, we'll have a pop-up window where you can see all of the Meet the Expert program, so people can plan the Meet the Expert viewing. And in here, when there's a live Meet the Expert or two, we'll basically have a link, and it will open up to the Zoom window. Basically, it's the link that you accessed.
We access through a Zoom link, or we access it through the.
You will access it through through the Zoom link. So you'll receive basically a link very similar to the one you just had. The only difference is that you will join directly as a chair. You will already have all the roles. This time you join in as a delegate, and then we promoted you to chair. But on the day you'll have the link that makes you automatically a chair with all the proper rights.
And this is a slight night's move, but obviously it's important. For all the other sessions, not Meet the Expert sessions, the other plenary sessions and the abstract sessions and things like that, are the speakers going to join in through the website, or are they going to be sent links, or how will that work?
For the other sessions, they are joining, so the speakers are joining. It's a Zoom call as well. Yeah. The difference is that the delegate, they won't be in a Zoom, they will view a broadcast, and then they will have built into the broadcast a little window where they can type in questions.
But we will be sent a Zoom, because I'm presenting in a late breaker, for instance. So I'll be sent a Zoom link.
Yeah, it's ongoing right now. Rocio is actually working on it, so you'll receive a calendar invite. So we make sure also everybody has it in the proper time zone. And you'll receive the Zoom link to that. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to, in turns, for those who want, try to put Rocio in and out of the talk. Rocio, maybe you can raise your hand. And she doesn't have to have the hand raised. You can do it no matter what. So if you have a colleague that you know and you see he's in the list and you want to put him on the spot, you can do it. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can basically make anyone in and out. And so,
Patricia, maybe I can ask you. The limitation is 50 participants, but if there can be an unlimited number of kind of passive attendees, just listening in, why the limitation?
No, we will change that to 100, and the limitation is the technical limitation of the Zoom webinar. So it will be 100, and that we increase. We had now a bigger capacity, and we need to update the visuals that will be in the room. So
it depends what you pay for, doesn't it?
It depends what you pay for. Yeah. But typically, so Meet the Experts, we don't have more. I mean, on site, at least we don't have more than 100. If we do have a lot of people complaining, we can always update the license and get more.
We'll see. but Patricia, so I can see a list, but if it is very positive and there are about 100 attendees, I will not be able to see the full list of attendees. So if anyone raises their hand, will they automatically move to the top of the list?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see the raised hand on the top. You'll have, of course, a scroll down. Also, what you will have is with you, so there will be the Karina, one of her colleagues from the technical point of view. There will also be an easel staff in there. So if you need anything, also, if you go in the chat, you can, so the delegate will be able to type in any questions, anything they want. You can also reply and type in anything you want. But what you can also do is talk to people in private. So between the two of you as a chair, if you want, you can discuss now. If I want to send a message to you, Maya, I can say hello, and only you and me, we can discuss it. So between the two of you as a chair, you can do it. By default, the private conversation will stay. It's always the last choice you've made will stay. So if you want then to talk to all panelists, actually you can choose the all panelists. Since there's only the two of you, I think the private option is better. And if you want to talk to all panelists and attendees, then you broadcast it to everyone.
Okay, so next technical question. So we have a small kind of presentation to begin with. Do you have any preference? Do you prefer kind of a shared screen for the rest of the session, or that it's all video?
So if you have a short PowerPoint, the best is to share your screen. If you want to try it on now, so you see how it is and how comfortable you are, you can try sharing a PowerPoint. This is also why we have this call, so you can test things. So you can share the screen, so you can show the PowerPoint, and you can stop sharing your screen at any time. And then I think when it's a pure discussion, it's better that you see. It's better that you see the people's face. So now, if for everyone else, the panelists are very small, they are on top of the screen. You have two screens, you might shift it to another one. I think when you have the open discussion, is best that it's the faces of the people are in full screen, but you can easily switch from one to the other. So yeah, basically the best thing is when you start the session is basically welcome everyone, and then ask people to click on the chat button so they can view the chat function. So they'll be able to type in messages to everyone, and also have them identify the raise hand feature. So you can tell them whenever you want to come basically on stage or be visible in the panel, raise your hand so we can actually make you come in here and come to the session. So this is, in terms of technical things you need to explain to the delegate, this is really the only thing you need to do. That they can see the chat and that they know how to raise the hand. Is there any question on that?
Yes, Patricia.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm now a host, but I cannot see the bottom to raise the hand.
Yeah, that's normal. As a host, you cannot see it.
Okay.
Yeah, the host is not able to raise the hand.
Okay.
Actually, everyone that's in this room with the camera can raise the hand. It's only for the viewers. They have the option to raise the hand. But they don't have the option to start camera, start microphone, something like this. They only, where we have this, they have the raise hand. But actually what I just noticed, someone put me in, so I'm here.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, and I think because you put me in, you have to put me out again, because I can't.
Patricia, can I ask a question?
Yes.
So, I have done this before, live, which was, as you may remember, we discussed also when I was in the governing board, the situation can get easily out of hand because sometimes, not in the session I have been, but in other session, there was nothing to say. So at some point after 15 minutes, there was either people were shy or they didn't know what to say and things went dead, okay? But in the one I have been, it was actually people becoming a bit exuberant. And, while you can actually put some limits, live, because you look at the people and say, okay, everybody's silent, and then we reshuffle, we redrive the situation. But so what do you suggest to do in this case? Because we discussed with Maya to have few slides, maybe about 2-3 major topics. And so possibly we can present the first slide after introduction and setting the rules of engagement, going slide by slide and give about 15 minutes of time. And so people don't start cross with questions. They are basically, part of another question. So just to give a kind of a bullet list of things, and people have to respect that. So what do you suggest? Did you have any discussion how to do this? Is there any rule, or it's just up to us?
No, it's really up to us. The way we do the Meet the Expert in the physical world is really to adjust to the styles of the chairs. So the way you two feel most confident doing it. If some like something that is well structured, so they want to have like, let's raise a first question, discuss it. Let's raise a second question, discuss it. Some others I like to do a short introduction without being interrupted, and then open the floor for questions, and then just go with the flow. So I think it really, I think it really worked because we let the chair adapt to their style. So it's really informal. And also one thing I want to point out, and you can mention it at the beginning, is this is a session that is not being recorded. It's not going to be available on demand. So people can really feel free to express, to ask questions. It won't be put on the spot online at EASL website or anywhere. So this one is recorded so that we can send it to the other chairs who missed it, but the Meet the Expert is not recorded.
And it's 30 to 30 minutes.
It's 30 minutes.
Okay.
Do you think, Patricia, it'd be worth having a slide at the beginning that maybe somebody from the ILC could produce with the sort of housekeeping rules for the participants in terms of that they can put their hand up, they can be invited to speak, etc.
Yeah, this is
at the beginning would be really helpful.
Yeah, it's spot on, because I think beside the rules that the two chair can decide, but if you have like rules from EASL, people will stick, better than they will.
So then, would you have to send us the slide then, or could the technical host could share their screen? Could they and share that at the beginning?
Karina, you can do that, right? Or your team?
Yeah, but wouldn't it make more sense if someone from EASL shared the screen? I mean,
we can do it. Yeah, we can, but we'll do it on our side, on the staff side.
It has to be somebody in the meeting sharing a screen, doesn't it? But that would be great if we could have just the instructions for the participants.
We will send them to you anyway. I think it's always safer to have so you know also what will come. If there's any issue, like the EASL staff gets kicked out or something, at least there'll be other people who has it. But this is my biggest nightmare, is internet connection. 99% of the time it's perfectly fine, but we never know. So I'll send it.
Live our lives on Zoom these days anyway, so it's just normal.
Yeah, people, it's a good thing we're doing it in August and not in April, because I think people are more trained by now on Zoom.
Unfortunately, yes.
You mean you don't enjoy it, Massimo?
Pardon me?
You don't enjoy life on Zoom then?
Well, I mean, it is a discovery. It has many advantages. In the measure disadvantage where we are.
There's plenty of disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so my co-chair, I haven't spoken to my co-chair yet, but I will do in the next few days and put something together. But are there other sessions in parallel to this one that are going on? Will he have been invited to another one and joined another one? I'll email him now and find out. But
excuse me, so sessions in parallel, worst case,
these instructional sessions like the one we're in this second, were there other ones, invites at other times?
No.
So if people haven't made this one, they've missed the whole thing.
Yeah, okay. We're recording it, and we will be sharing it with everyone, so they can view the questions. And of course, if they have any questions, any doubts, they can always call me and I can go over it with them. And in any case, we'll invite you to receive a calendar invite. We'll invite you to log in 30 minutes before, so that you can also play and see how things are happening.
All right.
Sorry, Patricia, I have just one question more. The one who make a delegate into the conversation is only the one who can take it out, or
yes,
anyone of
apparently
the...
yes. Yep.
Okay.
But wait, maybe I did something wrong.
Okay, she checked the settings.
Yeah. So when I No, can someone put me in again? Like my
Okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah, because
Yep.
and then because I tried to do it by clicking on the video or on the picture, but I think I have to go on participants, then and they're in the list,
Yeah.
and then I can say role change to viewer. Yes.
Yeah.
So I just did it wrong. You can't do it right when you click on the dots on the video. There's always a menu. It's not menu. The list of options you have, but you have to do it in the participant.
You need to go on the participant list, you go to more, and then you'll have the same way you have attendee promote to panelist, at the same place you'll have move to attendee or something like that. But anyone can do it. So if, for example, you don't really know how to do it, you can type in a private message to the EASL staff that will be in the room and say, can you put that person back to attendee? And they can do it for you if you want.
Okay.
It's bound to go perfectly.
And it's really an informal session, so my guess, if there's a few kinks, it's not going to be so bad. And like I said, there'll be a technician from MetaFusion who are really good at that. There'll be also people from the EASL side who has been on more Zoom meetings than we can count. We'll have other briefings internally between us so that they are fully pros with the feature that we make available for you. So this shouldn't be a problem this will not be a problem on the EASL side. If you have any issues, you ask a technician to do something for you, even if you do it orally, it's like, okay, can you do that for me? And they'll do it. It's an informal session. So if you have to say something, I mean, the same way you were in a room and you ask for the hostess to pass you a microphone, this is okay to do it in real life. So it's the same thing. It's okay to ask technicians to do something in the Zoom meeting. In terms of, I see some of you have, well, one of you have changed his background. We will be sending you a virtual background, the same one I have. So it will be sent to you via email. You're free to use it. What I would, however, suggest is that you check how it looks like before you go live. In some cases, you have exactly. Karina is a good example. In some cases, it doesn't really work. It depends on your computer and on your camera. So if you want to use the virtual background, you can use your own. We encourage you to use the ILC one. But if it doesn't work well, then it's better not to have anything. Check what you have in the background, that there's nothing inappropriate, like industry sponsors' names and things like that. But other than that, anything else is pretty much okay. In terms of the camera, the best practice is not doing what I do. First is not to have, if I remove my background, I have a window in my background, and it actually is, so you see on my background, there's like strong lights. This is not good because this causes things to not be, I mean, you don't see me really well. So try not to have lights on your back, and also have your Zoom window, what you will be looking at, if you have several screens, to have it on the screen that has the camera. So right now I move the Zoom window to the screen with the camera. You see it's much better, much more engaging. Try to keep a safe distance so you're not glued to the camera and they don't see up your nostrils. And other than that, for you, you've checked your microphone. We can hear you okay. So see also beforehand if your microphone is good. If you can have a Zoom with yourself and you can check if it's okay. But it looks like for all of you, it's quite okay. Maya
had the background. Where did you get the background, Maya?
I just took it off the website. Okay. But I think there's something. I saw my background was a little bit closer than Patricia's. So
yeah, we have one that is made for Zoom, so that you can see on my screen. I have the things nicely dispatched around me, but I will send it to you so you can have this version.
Okay.
Other than that, yes, I had sent you an email a couple of weeks ago to ask if you, we typically have for the media expert a few questions that we post on the website so that we can tease people what will be really discussed in this session. So if you can have a few teaser questions, points that will be addressed in the session, if you can send it to me and Rocio, so we can put it on the online program. And so they also know a little bit more on what to expect than just the title. In terms of technical briefing, I've said everything.
Maybe one more thing with the Q&A.
Yes, we have also another feature that Karina will explain, which is the Q&A.
Yes, because that way the chat function doesn't overflow. So when you encourage the viewers to ask the questions not in the chat, but as use the Q&A. So when I show you on I can show you on my phone. So I have down here, I have some, I can have either raise hand, chat, or Q&A. So when I click on Q&A, I can type in a question. Hello, send. And for you view, it's at the bottom next to the participants. There's Q&A. You can open that up, and there's my question. Hello. There you can either say, you don't see it?
Nope.
Yeah.
No, I can't see. I have just participant and more with the chat.
So now the question has been marked as answered.
Yeah, someone answered. Yeah. I can just type in another one. Hello too. So Mrs. Larsch, do you see it when you open? It's like the chat box. There's participants, there's chat, but there's also Q&A.
At the bottom bar, you have a Q&A, and it opens up in a new window. It opens up in a new window.
Yeah, yeah. And the iPhone is in the upper part, not at the bottom. Okay, Q&A.
Okay. So, and if the question comes in here, you have two options. You can either say answer in real time. Someone always answers my question.
Yeah, this is Lorenza, sorry.
Hi again. So you have two options here. Answer in real time. This will put the person into the in the active participants. So this is just like shifting from viewer to participant. Or you can just type in a question. So when I click answer in real time, no, sorry, I was wrong. This is
it actually you indicate. So Karina indicates that we will address this question. Yes. So now I can say Karina had a really good question. I will bring her. I mean, probably you won't put it on the spot if they type it in. But Karina Percel had a very good question. She wanted to know hi again. So now we will discuss this.
Yeah, sorry. Yes. So I clicked answer in real time. And now it's just saying that we are answering it in real time. And then I say done. And it's moving to the answered section. You have three things that are open questions, answered questions. And there all the questions are. And the one we just answered in real time is marked like this then.
But it says that only hosts and panelists can see the Q&As or the questions. So isn't that a poor option if you have many that are just, you know, hanging around as attendees?
But I can see all questions.
As an attendee.
Yes, I can see all my questions. Maybe Rocio can also type in a question in the Q&A part.
I'm still not sure how the Q&A is different from the chat. Really,
it's more structures.
Same
basically.
Question.
The issue that we sometimes have with the chat in Zoom is when you have a lot of people, you have one guy who starts saying hello from UK, and then everybody's like hello from Spain, hello from everywhere, and so it's sort of clouded with random discussions. So on the slide that I will make and would say for questions to the chair, use the Q&A tool, and this way it will also be a little bit more structured. it doesn't impede you from reading the chat, and if you see a good question on the chat, to address it. But often you see the chat gets crowded quite quickly. It depends on the group, really. You just need 3 or 4 people who starts saying, I'm not saying useless hellos, but yeah, useless hellos, and then it's hard for you to read through it. But it might be that people don't say hello or any of that, and then you can use the chat quite easily.
But do you think it's better to tell the delegates to use the Q&A or the chat? So in the rules that we can give at the beginning of the session.
I think it's best to see, and I'll put it on the slide, to say for questions to the chairs that you want addressed, put it in the Q&A section. Okay. Other discussions and random comments need to go in the chat.
Okay, thank you. And one more general question about the session, already partially addressed at the beginning of this call. Do you think it's better to have some slides at least at the beginning, or considering, for example, my section is about immunotherapy in HCC, so I think there are a lot of, hopefully we will have a lot of questions and discussions, and maybe slides are not necessary. I will be discussing with Peter Galle this next week. We have a brief email yesterday. So
it's really up to you and the topic. If you want to have like just a couple slides just to set the scene, and that will help people encourage the discussion, then it's okay. But I wouldn't have 15-20 slides and have like a presentation. We don't want this to be a symposia with a presentation. Yeah. The purpose is really for the delegate to be able to be in a one-on-one almost with the big expert that you are. So for them, when we created the Meet the Expert, the purpose was, I will talk to Massimo Pinzani. I can actually be with him and talk to him. I know all his paper, he's amazing, and I'll be there in a room with him. Exactly. And so that was really the purpose of the Meet the Expert. So if we can avoid having the 2 chairs having a monologue between, or duologue between the 2, it's really better. Excuse me?
Okay.
Like we could argue between the 2 of us, couldn't we? If we disagree, it would be much more fun.
Yeah. And if you want to annoy the colleagues that are in this room, you can join their Meet the Expert and animate their discussion.
Good point. Might just do that.
Okay.
Patricia, can I use this background?
It's fantastic. I think you should, yeah.
It's my baby.
Yeah.
You need to hide the license plate, because otherwise we can steal your identity.
Okay.
Have you got Zoom built into the car so you can use it while you're driving?
Yes.
But that's in Italy, right?
Yeah, I'm in Italy right now.
In
my house in Florence.
You're lucky.
Well, I'm working, so it's the same, more or less the same. But
I got lots of complaints from UK people that the weather is horrible. So
the sun is shining this morning, but there's a lot of wind.
I'm happy it's raining because I have my plants in London, otherwise they will die. So I'm glad it's raining there. Okay, good.
Okay, so I think you're all set. I will work on those on this slide. I'll send it to you. We'll send it with the link. So we'll send you the link to the Zoom to access it, and we will put with it. So the introduction slide was the few housekeeping. Try to put some screenshots so people see where they need to click, and also I'll add the background so you can.
And if we come in on we get a link to inviting us half an hour beforehand. If we join that and then we just stay on the same link, we'll go into the meeting automatically.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. The technical staff, they will Basically, you'll join in from what we call the warm-up. You can have the last-minute discussion. If on the technical side everything's fine, you can, between the two of you, finalize what you might want to discuss. And when it's time to go live, they basically open it up to the attendees.
Okay.
Maya, should we have a short meeting on Monday? What do you think?
Sure. Let me just check. Yes, that would be fine.
So I'll send you, or you send me an email, so we decide what time. We can do MS Teams or Zoom, whatever.
Great. We'll do.
Okay.
Pick up the phone.
You should do Zoom.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm more familiar with MS Teams, but doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay. And if in the meantime you have any questions, just feel free to send me an email, and I'll try to do my best to explain it by email, or otherwise we can have another Zoom and I can show you around.
Sure.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for attending.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.